Last time on Dungeons Kuroninja, local hero Ryuga Momose received a quest from three mysterious sages. He went to the Blue Iris Inn, and after an unfortunate fight with some bandits, he found three people to accompany him on his quest. Kien, who wants to live a more exciting life, Rei Shirasaka, who gets her power from a book of forbidden knowledge, and Mayu Sakuragi, who wants to join the First Legion. The four of them teamed up to defeat some hired muscle sent to collect debt from Kien, and now their adventure together begins. Okay, now that the party has been formed, it's time for them to begin the quest. Ryuga Momose has been tasked to find the miracle shard so he can stop Omega Orionis. But no one knows where the miracle shard is. So in this next scene, Ryuga and the others will be trying to find leads on the miracle shard. But we have to roll to see if this scene happens as I expected. It does happen as expected. So they do find a lead, but the question is, how? Okay, so sometime while reading the Book of Forbidden Knowledge, Rei Shirasaka remembers reading a passage about an object that might be the miracle shard and how it's located somewhere. Ryuga asks Rei if she knows where it is. Based on the dice roll and what Rei remembers, the miracle shard is in the ruins of a civilization that existed long before the construction of Idol City. This was a civilization of magic and mystery, and the miracle shard could have been the source of this civilization's magic. Mayu, who is skeptical of Rei, asks her where these ruins are located. Are the ruins within the borders of Idol City? Rei says that the ruins are far from Idol City. In fact, they haven't even been discovered. Mayu claims that it's just a myth, but that would be too anticlimactic, so let's get another scene prompt. And the scene prompt I got was a challenge. And in the challenge, the adventurers are gonna have their sanity, spirit, or willpower tested. Rei wants to get the miracle shard too, but even though she's chaotic evil, she knows she needs to gain the party's trust. She suggests doing a ritual in her Book of Forbidden Knowledge, which will allow her to learn the location of these ruins that the miracle shard is kept in. After all, it was the same civilization that wrote this Book of Forbidden Knowledge itself. However, she will have to have a strong will to survive the curse. After all, this kind of knowledge comes at a cost, and there's a possibility that it'll cost Rei her sanity. The others are doubtful of this idea, but Rei decides to go through with it. She must pass a will check with a DC of 10. And she succeeds, thank goodness. When Rei opens her book and starts the ritual, Ryuga, Kien, and Mayu see her twitch a little as her mind tries to fight against whatever's inside, something she needs to do if she wishes to learn the location of the miracle shard. Eventually, she learns the location of the ruins of this ancient civilization. The ruins are in the Konoki forest. The party is now ready to begin the first part of their quest, to find the miracle shard. I already have the next scene in mind, and it's supposed to introduce Rei's transformed form. But first, we need to know, does this scene go as expected? The answer is yes. Yes, it does. Ryuga, Rei, Mayu, and Kien are walking towards the city exit that'll take them on the path to the Konoki forest. But on the way there, the sky begins to get dark. This isn't the usual day-night cycle. The party has walked into an illusion. Mayu notices a patrol of soldiers wearing the 2nd Legion uniform, and all of them have been taken out. Standing before them is a knight in midnight blue armor, holding a sword that reflects light from the moon in the illusory night sky. Ryuga and Mayu confront the knight, who points her sword forward. Instead of fighting them, she turns around and literally cuts through the fabric of space and time, opening a rift to another dimension. From that rift emerges a floating alien creature with a jellyfish-shaped body that has crystals growing from its back. Ryuga, Mayu, and Kien are about to transform, but then the knight snaps her fingers, and a barrier prevents them from getting through. Rei Shirasaka then steps in. It seems like Rei and the knight know each other, but there's no time for familiarity. The alien monster charges at Rei, and then Rei dodges the monster easily and stands up straight. She closes her Book of Forbidden Knowledge and strokes its spine. The book then floats in front of her, and a dark aura can be seen covering the both of them. Rei then swipes the air to the left, and the book opens up until it shows a page with a magic symbol on it, almost shaped like a large eye surrounded by smaller eyes in a circle. Rei looks up to the sky and lets her hands lie down freely. As she calls out, Rei's feet lift off the ground as a pool of darkness forms below her. A bunch of tendrils then grab hold of Rei and forcefully pull her into the darkness. The Book of Forbidden Knowledge then releases a cloud of black mist, so we never get to see what happens. But a few seconds later, when the mist clears up, standing in Rei's place is a humanoid creature. And this is the form Rei Shirasaka takes when she transforms. And now it's time for combat. Rei will go first. The alien creature, which I will refer to as a Moonseeker, will go next. She uses her new power to cast Dissonant Whispers on the Moonseeker. Rei's attack deals a lot of psychic damage to the Moonseeker, causing it to fly away from her. However, although frightened, it decides to fight back with its paralyzing gaze, which also requires a will save. Rei succeeds on the will save, which has a DC of 11, so she's not paralyzed. She points her finger at the Moonseeker and fires an Eldritch Blast from her hands. Unfortunately, the Moonseeker's shell blocks the attack. The Moonseeker responds by floating slightly closer to Rei and then reaching out with one of its tendrils. The tendril hits Rei in her weak point, dealing a ton of damage. Fortunately, she's still up. The Moonseeker then creates some kind of crystal in its hands and ends its turn. The barrier that the mysterious knight created suddenly vanishes. Ryuga, Keien, and Mayu can now join in and help Rei take down the Moonseeker. Three of them transform and enter the battlefield. With the initiatives rolled, Keien will go before Rei, and Ryuga goes after, and Mayu is the last one to go. Keien fires a shot from his hand crossbow at the Moonseeker. The crossbow bolt hits the Moonseeker at one of the sides. Rei fires another Eldritch Blast. The attack hits the Moonseeker this time, pushing it back a bit. Ryuga moves to another part and prepares an attack in case the Moonseeker decides to attack him. However, the Moonseeker doesn't attack him. Instead, it moves closer to Rei and Keien and smashes the crystal, dealing damage to both of them. Rei is almost down, but the Moonseeker sets its sights on Keien and attacks him with its tendrils. Using his skills, Keien blocks the Moonseeker's tendril attack. Mayu then charges in, ready to take down the Moonseeker. She gets out her claymore, ready to strike. Mayu swings her claymore so hard that it cuts the Moonseeker clean in half. The Moonseeker disintegrates into dust, leaving the mysterious knight shocked. The knight uses her sword to cut through the fabric of time and space and create another rift. She makes her exit through the rift and it closes before anyone can go after her. It seems as though everyone has been hurt from the fight, especially Rei Shirisaka, who only has 1 HP left. We're gonna start the next adventure trying to find a way to heal them, since Mayu doesn't have that much healing power left, and I doubt she'd want to use it to heal our chaotic evil character. Will the party get their wounds healed? Who is the mysterious knight that attacked them? And what is her connection to Rei? We shall find out in the next episode of Dungeons and Kuroninja.